Steve Brandau is on a mission from a higher power. The Fresno councilman traveled more than 7,000 miles away to help Syrian refugees living in Lebanon.
They're just like everybody else in the world. They want the best life for their kids. They want to do well, and here they're living in a refugee camp. They feel like they don't have a future, so we wanted to let them know that we love them and that we were praying for their future.
As one of a contingent of 11 congregants for the Northwest Church in Fresno, Brandau is visiting refugee camps to understand how some of the most hardest-hit world citizens are coping. In a time zone 10 hours ahead of Fresno, Brandau spoke exclusively with GV Wire to talk about this life-altering trip. I first asked him about the motivation for his trip.
So it's definitely a missions trip, but really it is about connecting with people in these Syrian refugee camps and other areas. There's other areas of poverty that we've worked with here while we've been in Lebanon, but really it was to connect with these folks, to pray with them, let them know that people around the world were thinking of them, were caring for them. We spent many hours every day hanging out with them. Today I got a chance to play soccer, which I haven't really played soccer since I was in junior high, but they call it football. But today I got to play football with about 50 Syrian refugee boys and about that were 8, 9, and 10 years old. And we just had a blast. We get to play with them. The girls were in another area. They were doing arts and crafts. And we're going to do that again tomorrow. As a matter of fact, tomorrow we're going to play soccer at a soccer clinic, and where they bring about 120 boys in from the camps to play soccer and just give them a chance to stretch their legs, have some fun, laugh, be normal. And this really goes a long way to breaking the kids free from all the tragedy that's surrounded their young lives so far. So it's been totally fantastic to be a part of that, and my motivation was to do that exact same, to let these Syrian refugees that I've heard so much about, to let them know that people are thinking about them, that we love them, that God loves them, that God has a great future for them. And at the same time, I wanted to get a bird's eye feel for what the Syrian refugees, the people are truly like. And my very first observations are, they're just like everybody else on the planet. They want to laugh. They want to love their families. They want to have a good life. They want their children to be educated and have a good life. They want to be successful. And they want all of the things that I think everybody wants. They wear different clothes. They have different customs. But at the end of the day, they're people like everybody else. They cannot wait for the civil war to be over. They want to go back to Syria and make a future there. And so it's really heart-wrenching to watch them have to put up with all the struggles. There were definitely tears in their eyes when they told their stories, and there were tears in our eyes as well. Sometimes they laugh, though, and they think of things and they laugh. They're very normal, and they're good people, and they're very poor, but they're poor in material possessions, but they've got very rich spirits, and so it was great to hang out with them.
Stationed in the Middle East while President Trump launched a missile attack in Syria, I asked Brandau how that event is being covered in Lebanon.
Lebanon is very mixed on all of the things that have happened in the last week. There are many people in Lebanon that do not think the Assad regime are the ones that used the chemical weapons. So they think that Assad has been framed, and they are surprised that Trump retaliated as fast as he did. On the other hand, many of them are happy that Trump did something because for 8 years, Obama really didn't get involved. And the Syrian civil war has made a huge impact upon Lebanon. There's literally millions of Syrian refugees in Lebanon.
In our next installment, Brandau talks more about what he's seen and what he's learned about the refugee experience. David Taub, GV Wire.